Hi, Kayla. First of all, I am so sorry that you have lost your dad. I lost mine also. So when I saw your post um, in that forum, I immediately clicked on it. And I was really happy I did. I'm a little bit of a, I used to be more active on the page, right? And now basically I go through every once in a while and just, how do I say this nicely? When I saw your post and I saw people saying, several people saying they need 3 days to transition and all that, I just like, oh, come on, guys. So I clicked on it right away, offered to do this reading for you, okay? Because, and I love to do the video so that you can go back over, you can listen to it again, and all that. But no, your dad didn't need 3 days. I just shake my head sometimes, but all right. So, a little bit about me. I am a natural born medium, which means I was born with this gift. I'm also an empath, which means I'm able to feel emotions strongly. And when it comes to connecting with somebody like your dad, which by the way, I'm connected with him right now. And I don't break that connection until this is over because they continue to feed me emotions, right? Now, I'm also an intuitive reader. And what that means is I don't strictly go by tarot. And this may be sound really strange, but um, your your dad, William, he doesn't need any of this. Um, he could talk to me just like he is without any of this. I like doing this because, like you said, it's a really good visual. Us human beings, we do better when we see a visual of things, right? It just tends to help us. So, the way this works with me, and it may sound cliche or whatever, um, I'm connected with your dad right now, but he's also connected with me. So this is like a give and take of information. I'm talking to him, he's talking to me. Now, say this card, right? Right here, right? This is a tarot, regular tarot card. Now, it may have nothing to do with what's in the picture or anything. I'm able to put those, his message and the card together, right? And I know this is going to sound really strange, right? But this is just how this works. It could be something as simple as a small thing in the picture. I know what he's saying and what message he's trying to give you, right? Not trying, what he is giving you. Okay? So, um, all right. Just so you know, I kind of prepare in advance. Um, I I just connect with them. I don't really. It's nice to put a face to the voice that I'm hearing, um, and he also shows me snippets of pictures. They can show me. It's almost like a video, like a movie, like little snapshots type of thing. Um, your dad is only mostly talking to me. Several times he has shown me really quick little flash of a picture, right? And it differs every single time. I talk to him as if he's sitting across the table from me. I ask for his name because that's out of respect for him. When I'm talking to him, um, and telling him what's going on here, who I am, um, I call him by his name. Um, it's like, why wouldn't I, right? Uh, so, like I said, that's out of respect for him. So I could feel his hesitancy because he doesn't know who I am. It sometimes it takes people that have passed away that I'm connected with. It takes them a few minutes to kind of warm up to me. So I actually take the time to explain who I am, what I'm doing, and in your case, I explained to him why I'm doing this and your post, and that I'm only doing this to help him and you. And I stepped in and offered to do this because of the two responses you got about it takes him 3 days to transit. I mean, I literally talked to him as if we are having coffee across the table. And I feel like they begin to trust me very quickly, right? So I say all that. Um, this These are in order as they came out. There's a couple on the side here but I'll bring them into view. And I explained to you just now about him and our conversation about taking the 3 days to transition. You won't be able to connect. Okay, your dad's got a good sense of humor. Okay, so sometimes when cards first come out, I don't have all the information. Sometimes they tend to wait, and I'm very patient because at some point, um, the dots start getting connected. Okay, so this was the very first card, and I'm like, okay, William, what are you trying to tell me? And I wish you could, this is very small print here on this card, but I will tell you what it says. The very first thing it says down here, personal transition. And I was like, okay, William. I was like, that's kind of funny. He says, how silly was that taking 3 days thing? I was like, I agree. How incredibly silly. He goes, like I took 3 days to try. I said, I know you didn't. Those people were being silly. So that's how he started out, right? That told me a lot about him, that he's got a very good sense of humor. It was just funny the way he just said it. How silly was that, Wendy? I take 3 days to transition. I'm like, yeah, you didn't. I said, no. I said, you and I both know it was instant. It doesn't take 3 days. Anyway, all right. So this is the Five of Cups. And you'll start to notice that they can switch gears very quickly. I was talking to him, asking him questions. This is inverted. That's on purpose. That's how it came out. But if I do it the right way up, you can see there's a man with his back turned a little bit. Almost like they has a sadness to the man, right? And this is a card about grief and loss. So this, it's two parts. One, he's acknowledging that he doesn't like that his passing has caused you like so much pain. Um, and that's a pretty common theme, right? If they love somebody, like he does love you, that emotion that he's feeding me throughout this entire thing is that he loves you. You are like his world. That's the emotion behind his words. The other part of this is about like he's almost seeking your forgiveness. And I had to stop and I had to ask him. I was like, okay, William, why are you seeking her forgiveness? He said, because of the pain, me passing away, what that's done to my little girl. His emotions are kind of like right on the surface. And that's the shorter the time that they've passed away, their emotions are right there, right? This is a whole new journey for them. I call it their second journey, right? And I said, William, somehow I don't think Kayla's is expecting you to ask for her forgiveness. I said, I seriously doubt that's even in her mind. And but I still feel like I need to tell her that. I said, okay. I said, I'll tell her. I'll let her know. And see, you know your dad. You know how he talks, the way he thinks, and his reaction to things. So that may not even come as a surprise to you. That one of the first things he said was that he wanted to ask your forgiveness. And I thought that's incredibly like a beautiful thing to tell you, right? All right. So this one, believe it or not, is about your communication with him. This is normally, so you'll see two people. This is the Five of Wands. It's about a celebration, right? And you may, and like joy and happiness, right? And you may be saying, Wendy, how could there be joy and happiness and a celebration, right? It's about you're communicating with him right now. That's where that joy is coming from. That's where his happiness is coming from. A lot of people that pass away, they never get this chance, right? The opportunity just never comes about, right? So it's okay. I know this sounds, oh goodness. Sorry, if I ever pause, it's because I'm still connected with him. Okay. He's just very, very happy that you have an open mind enough to believe that this is real and that he says it's called for celebration and happiness on his part that you've gone here, because there's a lot of people that are left behind that don't even They don't even believe in any of this, right? So that's where the celebration and the happiness come from in that. All right. Then your next card that I drew is the Hierophant. And this stands for a very wise person and somebody that has wisdom and like to share it. And in your case, he liked sharing wisdom with you. And if you start to notice something. His priority right this second is you. He's not talking about himself. He's not feeling sorry for himself that he's not on this earth. It's concern for you and love for you and caring for you, concern for you. He's feeding me like a lot of emotions all at the same time. But that's common too. And fortunately for me, I'm able to separate them, right? Okay. The other thing is, when it comes to this card, he's glad that, hold on. I'm sorry when I pause. And I stay connected on purpose because a lot of times they give me additional information, motions. He's really happy that you've never gone by the social norms. Like, Kayla, I don't know you, but he obviously does. And it goes back to this one right here. You've never gone by social norms. You've always made your own decisions. And he's really happy that you are like that. Goes right back to this. Because he gets this chance to feel like he's talking to you. He says, some people never get that chance. I said, well, you are right. All right. So, just so you know, what somebody who's passed away, and I see this time after time, what's important to them is completely different than what's important to us. Like, I start off, I ask him a lot of questions. Feel free to talk about this or that, whatever you want to talk about, right? And what's important here, like I said before, is that it's you. With this is a Two of Swords, right? And what this card stands for is something, a lot of times it's about being on guard, right? But in what he's telling me about this card is it's about difficult decisions that are coming. I knew what he meant by that. It's about, he doesn't like that you even have to make decisions. I don't know if there's other family members involved in this or not, but it's about making decisions for like his funeral. He doesn't like that you even have to go there, that you even have to deal with those types of decisions. See, it kind of goes right back to this one. Feeling not liking that what this has done to you and the position it's put you in. Okay. So these are, like I said, the typical tarot card. Now these are, now he's been a lot more forthright than a lot of people have when I've connected with him. A lot of times it's just like statements, like issuing statements almost, with sometimes not even a lot of emotions. But your dad's not like that. Right from the get-go, he's given me quite a bit of information and what he wants you to know. And this is what's important. It's all about you. Now, the other thing I want to explain is once I get, and I'm done with the normal tarot cards up here, then I go into my oracle cards. And what they are is they're clarifying cards. And a lot of times they'll be about emotions, thoughts, feelings, just clarifying things and getting, now your dad's been very personal in his message. I find that the closer your dad and you are, the more personal they are. They don't waste time saying this and that. It's not important to him. What's important is you, and telling you what he knows he needs to tell you right then and there, right? Now, this gets completely different down here with the oracle cards. I know, okay, here's a great example. How silly, right? Dating, it's your dad. But I know exactly what he's talking about in this. And sometimes it has nothing to do with what's up here or down here. It could be something totally in the picture. But I know what he's talking about. This is about the connection you and him have always had. It's about love. When I drew this card, he told me one sentence. Well, I shouldn't say one sentence. At first, he told me one sentence. And he says, she's always been my sweet little girl. And boy, there was a lot of emotion behind that. A lot. Like, he just showed me a picture of this little girl, this little toddler, playing and running, and the feeling he's giving me is like what you had told me. And he would have filled me with this, whether you had told me that or not, about you were best friends. So just know that just because your dad's not on this earth anymore, he still feels exactly the same way about you. Exactly the same way. Now, this next card, I love when this card comes out when I'm connected with somebody. It means the same thing every single time. And I always get a little bit of excitement when this comes out, right? It's the dream card. I don't know if you've dreamt about your dad yet, or you will in the near future. Just know that's his way of trying to communicate with you. They're so limited on how they can try to communicate, right? And it's very common. This is one way that they're able to. And your dad is no different. He just wants you to be aware that if you dream, that's him. No matter what the dream is about you and him, that's him. I love when that card comes out. Absolutely love it. Okay. One thing I should tell you, and personally, I love that just because he's not there with you physically, he's still there with you, just in a different way. It's almost like that, it sounds cliche, like pure energy. He still sees you. He loves to talk to you. So if there's ever a time that for no reason, and I tell everybody this, because I've experienced it myself, so I know the feelings. Pay attention to the feelings that come over physical reactions within your body, okay? If you get like goosebumps for no reason, it's not cold, you're not in front of a fan, there's just no reason, just know that's because he's with you. If you say people have different experiences when they can, if they pay attention to their reactions their bodies are having for no reason, such as, I always know when I'm connected with somebody because just for a moment my heart speeds up a little. It almost feels like a little bit of anxiety feeling. So if pay attention to your body, if things happen for absolutely no reason, that's because he's there with you. He still is going to be with you. That's never going to change. He can see you. He can hear you. He's going to experience your life alongside you. Some people would tell you that's not true. They go off somewhere. No, I've done too many of these. They love that they can hear you talk. They love when their loved one that they've left behind talks to them. Now, I know we wish we could have that two-way conversation, but it's very comforting to know that he is there, and he still gets to experience your life, and he talks to you. He showed me like trying to comfort you, and I told him that he must love you an awful lot, because he's there with you. He's seeing your emotions, he's seeing your pain, and he's still trying to comfort you. So just talk out loud to him. He can hear you. He enjoys listening to you talk to him. Okay? Now, just for one single card. Normally, it's not really important to them to talk about how they died. It just isn't. It's not their priority. Like, that's something we want to talk about. But, and I said, I said, it's maybe a little while before Kayla finds out what caused you to pass away. So I said, if there's anything at all that you can tell her about this that would comfort her in some way, please don't hold back. Now, once I said that to him, very next card that came out, the exam. You're thinking, okay, that's weird. No, it's about the very top word right here, diagnostics. It's about them finding out what happened to him and why he passed away. So his message to you about this, and like I said, this is not the norm. They don't, most of the time I can ask them till I'm blue in the face, and it's not a priority to talk about their passing. They talk about the repercussions of it, but not the actual passing. He says, you are going to learn what happened. You just have to be patient. The diagnostics is the tests they're going to run to find out. That's what this card's about. Normally, I'm very leery of saying what I'm seeing or a picture that goes, flashes through me, because I'm not a doctor. I used to be a medical assistant, so I worked for 3 doctors, and he showed me a picture. And like I said, I'm very leery sometimes of speaking about that because mediums are not perfect. We get things wrong. I try to mitigate as much as I possibly can. We get signals wrong. We get clues wrong. So normally I'm very leery. But he did show me a picture. The first was, it was about the brain and blood flow. And it kind of panned to like your upper torso, right? And like I said, I could be getting this totally wrong because all he didn't talk to me about it. He just flashed a quick picture. And you'll have to pardon me if I'm getting that picture wrong and his meaning behind it. It's almost like a... You can see I'm hesitant because I don't want to upset people or get this wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'll own that. And just forgive me if I'm getting this message wrong. Because he's not actually telling me anything. It's almost like there was I want to say, an aneurysm type of situation. Like with the blood flow, there's a blockage, there's something along those lines. But like I said, I could be getting this totally wrong because he's not talking to me about it. He's not actually telling me anything. So if I got that wrong, just forgive me. I just took a wild leap at why he was showing me that picture. Now, this one goes back to this. Remember this one? That you've never gone by what society think, the social norms. And you're probably saying, black sheep? I was it has nothing to do with that. It's about, he's come full circle, that he's so glad that you believe in this, and that you've taken this leap of faith, that you're gonna try this, and see what your dad has for you. You were definitely not the black sheep in his eyes, or nothing. It's about defying the norms of what everybody thinks is, what I do air quotes, the norm, right? This one, these three all go together. This is the today card. In the moment. He's talking about right here, right now. Doing this reading, he gets the chance to, the way he puts it, talk to you. And he thinks it's incredibly special that he gets this opportunity. So he's talking about today, actual today, in the reading right now, right here and right now. All right. So the one thing he does want, and even though he showed me the picture there, he didn't really, like I said, he doesn't feel sorry for himself. He's already come to that acceptance that this has happened. I don't know if he was kind of like that when he was still in your life on this earth, but he was kind of pragmatic. Like, I accept this has happened. I'm not there anymore, right? But the one thing he did talk about concerning himself, and like I call it, it's just what I call it, and I haven't heard anybody else call it this, but he's on his second journey of his life, and he just wants you to know that he's completely, and it's going to sound cliche, he is at peace. Whatever took him is no longer there. It's not even, it's gone. It's wiped away. He feels great. He feels healthy again. And he's at peace about this. About, it's like he's accepted this. Okay? And they tend to very quickly, by the way, Kayla. They don't take days and days or whatever. Everything that we worry about, we think about, our normal everyday things like our bills and, our car payments and all that, that's all gone. They're like so focused on what's important to them. And that's why they don't always talk about what we want them to talk about. Some people have a hard time with that, but I let them know I can't force them to talk about something. He or she is no longer thinking on that same, like when they were still on this earth. Like I said, they get hyper focused on what's important. Now, this was a beautiful card that got pulled. Shows a beautiful young woman. This is how he sees you. Right? I love when they do this. I only use these cards when I'm connected with somebody who's passed away. It's called my energy and spirit. I I I don't use these for anything else because to me these are very special cards that I reserve just for them and you. But that's how he sees you. Like you're, like what he talked about a little while ago. She'll always be my sweet little girl. And that is how he sees you. And he always will. Believe it or not, I know I said I was going to do a mini, right? But I believe that God gives you a gift that you should give back. And when I feel called to do that, no question, I'm there. And believe it or not, this is only about half of a normal, full-on, in-depth. And this may sound like a lot, but this is about half. A mini reading, I would have only chosen maybe just a few cards, right? I didn't feel like that was appropriate because I just really wanted to help you, and that's what your dad's trying to do here too. I wish you could feel, which you did all your life, but right at this moment, I really wish you could feel this flood of all these different emotions. Like, most people would say that's very overwhelming. No, it's really not. There's just so many different emotions. And it's all about loving you, caring for you. Sorry that you're going through this to begin with. That probably doesn't surprise you. The little bit I've learned about your dad, it probably doesn't surprise you that he's telling you he's sorry about that. Okay? So I know this wasn't a full on, but I'm hoping in some way, shape, or form this has helped you in some way, right? Just if you need any clarification about anything, just send me a quick text, okay? And just know your dad's never going to leave you. As cliche as that sounds, it's the truth. I always tell people, it's not like they pass away and then poof, they're gone. No. And people that say that, it's just not true. I don't believe in sugarcoating. I don't believe in withholding. I speak my truth that I've experienced it every single, across the board, reading, connecting with somebody who's passed away. Same exact thing, every single time. They're there. They're with you. Okay? So, like I said, Kayla, I am really sorry that you are going through this right now. Your dad is too. William's a very special dad. Okay? It's kind of like the dad that all of us, and I love my dad, and he loved me. But it's like the type of dad that we all wish we had, right? And that's a pretty special thing. So, all right. I hope you have a great night. I really hope that this has helped you, at least for today and in the near future. All right? Thanks, Kayla.